So, okay, so I just started recording us, and I want to welcome Anna Frank and Elizabeth Flegel. We're so happy to have you here. We're going to repeat something we did yesterday because Anna and Elizabeth, I think you'll enjoy this, and we're just going to start with 2 songs from our friend Sonny Luke, and then I'm going to move on over to our elders. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen.
Live.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Effie Kokrine Effie Kokrine School. My name is Sonny. I used to work here, and it's a great place. And I know it's been hard, but hang in there. You're going to get through this. Education is very important, so this place is a great place of learning. And we thought we'd share a couple songs with you. And I hope you have a great year. Remember, you can do this. Nothing can stop you. Remember, learn both sides, as Grandpa Howard says. Learn the Western way and your native ways. Learn your language. Know your clan. Okay, everybody, here we go. Now we wish you luck and blessings through the year, and stay focused. You can do this. Well, as we sing to the Creator, hallelujah. Thank you.
All right, what a great way to start things off again. So like I said, we are very, very honored to have Aunt Elizabeth and Anna Frank, Reverend Anna Frank, with us. And I'm going to ask, as I pass it over to them, Anna, if you could start us off with a blessing, because that's been such an important part of our tradition, is for you to head us into the new school year. And then we look forward to hearing from both of you.
Okay, thank you, Josh. I just want all of you just to clear your minds and just be silent for a little while, okay? While I say the prayer. Creator, we thank you for the sacred circle. We thank you for family and friends, but especially this morning, we thank you for our students and their teachers. Lord, this is something new and different for all of us. And we know with your grace and your help that we will overcome all these things. Bless each and every one, especially Effie. Bless that school. And always make us mindful of what other people have or don't have. With that blessing in your name, Thank you, Creator. Amen.
And so Anna, thank you so much for that. If you could start, you've always shared words of advice and inspiration and motivation for the students. And if we could have you speak for a little bit, and then we'd love to hear from Aunt Elizabeth.
Okay. With all what's happening, I was just telling Elizabeth, this may be new for all of you, or most of you maybe, but when we were growing up, we had the silence. Our parents used to take us out to the camps, and we didn't hear other people talking. We didn't hear radio. Nothing interrupt our life but what was going on around us, and that was listening to the birds. A lot of geese, a lot of new animals. And so we were kind of used to the silence. And in some ways, that's very traditional. Our elders taught us to be quiet and be respectful. And so for you young people, this is new and different. The word is teaching you different ways to be more open-minded and speak up. And we too, as elders, are giving you that same message. You have an opportunity to help change this world. And you're, believe it or not, you are teachers for our younger ones. I have an 11-year-old grandson. And when he look at you, I want him to learn from you. Right now, he's learning from me because all what's happening, we don't go visit or do things out in the community anymore. So it will hopefully soon be over. We don't know that. But I just would like to remind you to be respectful. And when we leave our homes, we interact with the world out there, regardless if someone is a mile down the street. We know what we're going to say to that person or how we treat that person. And that is what you have to think about. You're not alone. People are surrounded by you, and they watch you, and they listen to you. I was very impressed with my 11-year-old grandson. I let him go on a boat ride with somebody in Minto. And that kid taught me a lesson, that he is listening. His friend was driving a boat and just learning how to work the boat and the motor. And he kept looking back and he didn't see his friend, his cousin. And he finally told the elders there, I don't see him anymore. You have to stop. You have to wait for him. Maybe you have to go back for him. And so they listened to this 11-year-old and they turned back. And here he was having problems with the motor. And this is what us parents and grandparents try to teach you, is to look about around you and find out what's going on around you. Don't just think of yourself. When you're in school, maybe your friend is having a hard time. You don't know that if you don't pay attention. And our Creator give you good hearts and good minds to recognize that. So be mindful to others. Your way of learning is different than mine. I didn't have parents who knew how to read and write. So I had to learn all what I know today from our teacher. I didn't have anybody to help me at home. When I brought home homework, I had to figure it out myself. You have all this technology. All you have to do is hit your little machine and hit search, and maybe something will come up. And so it's different. But make use of that time and energy that you have in a good way. I want to thank all of you for inviting us as elders. Even as elders, we get lonesome to see our young people, because we need you. You bring that energy to us. At one time, we were energized like you, but at 80, in our 80s, we don't have that. So you're our hope on this earth. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Anna. Elizabeth, now we'd like to hear from you.
Wow, what a wonderful thing that we can see some of you students. And I can just imagine what a great big crowd you are. And I'll be speaking to you as you can all see me. And so I'm just so grateful to be here. And thank you, Josh, again, and Cheryl for having us over here. And I just welcoming the new year for learning again, just in a different way. It is so different from how we learned our schooling years ago. We had one room schoolhouse with all the grades from kindergarten up to 8th grade. And so we had a different way of learning. So we had only one teacher, and there's no helper for her. She had to teach everyone. And then how we really learned, I had my classmates about the same age as I am. We worked together, and then we learned how to read to each other, and we learned how to read and do our problems together because she had so many students. And so it will be different with you. We had no technology like you do. We even had hardly any dictionary, even only at a school. We didn't have one at home. But when I went to Mount to study nursing, I had to have a dictionary to find all the words that was new to me. And so you might think you are alone, but you're not alone. Like Anna said, you still have the telephone that you can talk to each other, and like you're together forever. And so it is a different world this year with the COVID-19, but we have to be very careful make sure you wear a mask when you go out in public and wash your hands a lot and use a lot of sanitizer. And so you keep well that way. Me as an elder, I'm very sensitive. So everywhere I go, I carry my mask. And so I know it's hard to talk with it sometimes, but it works. I never wore a mask since my LPN days when we worked with the epidemic of the tuberculosis patients. We were trained to work with that epidemic. They got young people. I was young once. I was 18 when I went down there to take the nurses training, and we had to wear masks. We had to wear gown and gloves. We had to have our head covered and our shoes covered when we work with those patients. So it's very contagious, just like this COVID. So you have to really be careful if you go out in public. Please, it's very sneaky disease that we're going through right now. And I'm so sad when I hear people that I know that suffering from the disease, that it's so new to us and it's just terrible out there. So we just get used to being alone, and there's the Bible, and there's a lot of books to read, and there's your family that you get to know your parents better, and they get to know your feelings and how you're doing and everything, and they see you more. And so it'll be a different kind of schooling, but you can do it. And with you helping each other and encouraging each other, and just be careful how you be out in the public. And I'm repeating again. So thank you for listening. I know we can get through this somehow if we work together and be real careful. And so I'm so happy that Josh, I'm so happy to see you, Sarah. I'm missing everybody, Amy, everybody. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. You were not repeating. You were saying lots of important stuff. Just to make us feel, to continue feeling good, I'm going to show a short video that a lot of people have seen when we were together as a school in the springtime. Historically, there has been a very high percentage of Alaska Native students who were dropping out of the Fairbanks public school system. Effie Kokrine was founded 14 years ago, and it was a group of Native leaders and different people involved in education, and said, we want to address this problem. I think today is a perfect example of what I love about teaching at this school. We try to really emphasize different Alaska Native cultural traditions. The tea race, it comes from interior villages do these at spring carnivals. And so a lot of people have an association with this kind of a fun event, which really what it's doing is it's celebrating these very specific skills for being a subsistence hunter and a camper. You know, how you travel on snowshoes and how you can get a fire going and brew a cup of tea when you're out in the woods.
We do these things at villages all the time, so I like to see how everyone else does it. We're all like a big family. This place is just like a second home.
Effie has boosted me up and made me more confident about myself, because I realized a lot of students don't judge you here at Effie.
I feel like I get more one-on-one time with the teachers, and I just get better grades in general here.
I My grades have definitely improved from what they used to be.
Feeling comfortable here just makes me find who I am. I'm allowed to be myself, you know?
We believe deeply in second chances. So I would confidently call us a trauma-informed staff and say that the teachers are very tuned in to students coming from a variety of challenging backgrounds.
A lot of the teachers encourage you to do bigger things and do better, and they know that you could do better. Everyone who goes here, Mr. Snow considers them as family, I guess.
There's hardly any bullying here. The teachers are very helpful. They will usually get to you if you need help. That small difference has helped me go through a lot of stuff.
I'm more successful at Effie because there's less distractions for me. It feels like school, but like when you come here, it's more like family than school.
Boy, lots of faces that graduated last year and lots of faces of you all still there. It's so good to see everybody together. And I hope that this spring we will be able to have the tea race again and come together and celebrate like we have in the past. So we had our first day of classes yesterday, and I think it was successful. And I think what I want to tell everybody is if you're having any problems with connecting with your classes, the first place to start is to check your student email and then get, generally you should have invitations to your Google Classroom. But if that is not seem to be working, then the next step is to call us here, because we want to help work this out so that we can get you connected and get you on, and we can make the most of school the way it's going to be for this period of time right now. So another day today, most classes are going to start at 11, some at 11:15. And then, you know, we will have finished our first 2 days of school and we'll be going into a weekend, and next week will be a new week. So I want to just extend a huge thanks again to Anna and Elizabeth. It's so wonderful to see you and hear from you. And I truly feel that we're blessed as a school to have you as a part of our family. And I want to wish everybody a successful day and an enjoyable weekend. And go ahead and get yourself set up to join your classes here in about a half hour. And good luck. And thank you again, Anna and Elizabeth. And I have some gifts that I'm going to get over to you, some of this very valuable fish. So thank you for joining us. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye. Have a